correctional center. Is
Buddy?
to have Buddy transferred to Memphis, Tennessee. She got some information from somebody. Could have been the rings.
Was he in jail?
Yeah, he stole $20 from a factory. He knew he didn't have any money, so he knew that factories keep money. They keep the cash drawer.
Lord,
And he broke
Lord.
in the factory. He didn't realize their factory was that broke. He didn't know, because he grew up where he grew up. He knew about factories.
Where was the factory at?
Dyer,
He stole some money from a Dyer factory,
$20.
and that gave him a bad rap.
Yep. He was used to factories in Illinois. He worked in them factories that their machines, man. They'd ride Buddy. They say, "Hey, King, get over there and fix it now."
Right.
And I mean, those were the kind of machines that smashed your body.
Right.
He'd run over and he'd boom. I'm going to fix this right now. And I worked there for a while. He'd come over and check on me. We'll go ahead and do this. His boss would come over there. He's like, what are you doing? Babysitting. He's like, no, she's pregnant. And then they would go and ride. He's like, do it like this. And he would show me how to do it. And I do a really good job. They say, okay, King, your wife's doing
But
a
you're
really good
telling
job
me
out
that
there."
Julie never did loan Johnny thousands of dollars.
If she loaned Johnny thousands of dollars, I don't know where it came from. And Johnny didn't say anything to me that he had thousands of dollars. And Johnny would be indicating, because I know Johnny, if he had thousands of dollars, he would be buying stuff because he was an outrageous, took after my dad.
All right, let me ask you
You know how
this.
my dad buy those $1,000 for a suit? Johnny had that some.
Let
on
me
his
ask you this.
clothes.
Let me ask you
I'm
this.
like,
Let me ask you this.
how much did you pay for that?
There's been a disturbance in our family. And it wasn't just on the Jackson side, it was also on the Jordan side. I have pinpointed some of the problems towards what occurred in my mother's life up in Antioch, Illinois, the old house that Al Capone used to live in. But have you ever thought, because they claim that family inheritance from one bloodline to another bloodline to another bloodline, that sometimes we pay the sins for what our ancestors done.
Yeah, we do. We have
You do know
curses.
that we
Yeah.
generation curses. You do know that we was kin to Jesse James and Frank James up in, where was it, Lynn, Missouri?
Up in Libertyville, Missouri.
Libertyville, Missouri. Our people's all
Yeah.
buried up there. You know that, right?
I didn't know that. I think it was Libertyville, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up towards Kansas, Missouri.
Yeah.
Pretty close to Kansas City. But have you ever thought that maybe because of some of the stuff that pertaining to our bloodline, our DNA, that Julie is infatuated with, your daughter, Julie is absolutely infatuated with DNA.
Yeah, you got to have the money to research all that too.
But what I'm saying
Takes
is,
money.
have you ever thought that these generation curses, that the reason why that so much bad luck struck up onto our family pertaining to your father, my father, your marriage, one or two of my marriages that I went through as far as abruptness, have you ever thought that maybe some of this could have been generational curses that was passed down because of what happened with Jesse James and Frank James up here towards them being outlaws? Because we do have their blood.
Yeah, I don't know.
We do have
if
their
it's-
blood, Joanne.
If it's from them, because like my dad is a Jordan, so you're gonna have to look at what.
Yeah, but
happened
originally
with them.
Mama Lucy's father was a James.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, whenever her mother died, she was only 3 months old whenever her biological mother died.
Yeah, we're trying to find Mama Lucy's mom's maiden name and come up with a dead end every time. I'm like, I wish I could find out what her mom's maiden name was.
Right.
Because we could probably find out where she was buried.
Right.
And I don't.
But
even think
nobody
Mama
was
Lucy
interested.
knew.
Do you remember
There you
some of the
go.
old
I'm like-
stories that Mama Lucy used to talk about pertaining to Sister her I guess it'd be her mother-in-law,
crosses.
how
I
the
forgot about
cross,
them.
yeah, that would sit and tell her stories about what went on, because she lived to be 104 years old.
Yeah.
Do you remember all the stories that she used to tell about as far as the Civil War and how they used to have to hide up underneath the houses and how that they would see red lights and other kinds of noises? And You remember the old house that Aunt Lily used to live in that was haunted, and they would see this woman sitting there combing her hair? You know what God showed me one day? He said, "You know who that woman was, don't you?" I go, "Who was it?" He goes, that was your grandmother's mother.
Well, I don't know.
The woman that me and you never know.
Maybe it was a vision. If you saw it.
Not only did Mama Lucy, not only has Mama Lucy seen it, not only did Aunt Lily see it, but Lily Ring's two daughters has seen it, and David has told me many a times that he would be sitting there doing work or doing something in the house, and all of a sudden he'd hear the door open up and shut, slam, and he'd hear footsteps, just like somebody walking in, and David would holler, "Mom, is that you? Danny?" And David said that he'd get up, he'd go room to room, he'd look up underneath the bed, he'd look up in the closets, he'd go to room, and wouldn't be a soul nowhere. That old house that Aunt Lily lived in, that two-story house, that thing was haunted.
Yeah, everybody would tell me that. I remember when I was a child, at every house we'd go into, I would get scared out of my mom used to, what is wrong with her? Because I would feel, I couldn't talk good, I was just a little, and they would scare me so bad about ghosts. And ghosts
Well,
and
let
stuff
me ask you
come
this.
from
Let me
Satan,
ask you
the
this
devil.
about Julie. Let me ask you this about Julie. Julie claims that whenever she was born, she had some sort of a hip problem.
Her hips were born in because of the way she was sitting in the womb. So babies are real flexible, and her hips were kind of curved in.
So
there.
whenever she was just a tot, learning to walk, did she
would walk with
did
her
she have
feet.
problems?
Yeah,
She had pigeon.
because her hips were
She was pigeon-toed,
a little pigeon-toed. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she said a miracle happened.
Well, I had her anointed to pray for her, and then the doctors, instead of doing surgery, they said to have her sit like this, and that way her hips, because she's little and her bones are still growing, and her hips will start working out. Let her play outside.
Where did that occurrence take place as far as the
Kenton,
doctor?
and I had to take her to Memphis to a special children's, I think St. Jude's Hospital.
How long did that go on?
About a year.
Back and forth, trips back and forth.
I think it took a couple of trips.
Did they have her in some sort of brace
They
or
did
something?
some x-rays. No, they were thinking about bracing her, and they said try that first before they do anything else, because from what they could see with her growing, and she's still a little kid, and I had her anointed and prayed for her as well. So the anointing and prayed for her, God probably
Brought the healing on.
Brought the healing
She claims that she felt the Holy Spirit come over her,
Maybe she did.
and it basically healed her.
Yeah. Because God's real, He says,
Right.
Go before the elders of the church and
Right.
be anointed. And I had some ministers in the Worldwide Church. I think it was ministers. I can't remember which ministers I had. It might have been a preacher from one of them little churches. I can't remember. I had her anointed and prayed for. So Jesus is real. His power's real.
Absolutely.
And it's if you turn to Him and ask for help, He's like, you don't have because you don't ask. So when you go and you ask, you have.
That's right.
So when I ask God as a parent,
Right.
for healing for my daughter,
Right.
and God's like, yeah, why not? I'll go ahead and, because you asked.
Right.
Yeah. Now He don't heal everybody, and there's a reason why. People, why didn't He heal me? I don't know. Maybe you should see a physician. That's in the Bible too. Those that are sick need to see a physician. Well, what do they do? Here's the thing. Stop and think about this, Dennis. What did they do how come God didn't heal me? Well, how come you didn't go to the doctor? Who did they blame? God. God they blame.
Yeah, they blame
It's the
the
same
wrong
thing,
person.
scribes and Pharisees, and it's like, wait a minute. Maybe you should pray differently and say, God, I have gone to the doctors. Yeah, because Jesus Christ said those who are sick need a physician.
That's right. That's right.
So what he's
No,
saying
he said, I did not come for those that needed not a physician, but I come for those that did. Indicating that even in his era, there was doctors, there was physicians that was living among them even 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, see, Julie claims, and she could be right about this, even though she might be a little messed up in the head there, that we come from
Go ahead and get that.
some kind of bloodline,
Yeah.
like Jesus' bloodline. Or we might.
A rare bloodline.
She thinks so, and maybe that's why we get healings and visions. You know, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It shouldn't make us no better than nobody else. Hello? 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 My phone gets messed up sometime. There's somebody on there. It's 573-508.
Can we help you? Can we help you?
Might be Rita. She'll set her phone down. Forget it. Rita?
Just hang it up.
Yeah.
If it's important, I'll call back.
She's alone in the she wants to meet my cousin Dennis. I've hung out with her for a while and helped her because her grandson had to take off. Of course, they're married, so they
Right.
have a right to go move wherever they want. But, I mean, at least call.
Right.
You know,
right.
I'm sorry, I was just raised a little
Well,
different.
maybe that money that I gave you will help to get you over the bind.
Yeah, I do
and-
appreciate it, Dennis.
And
I'll pay it back and like I said, if I get,
Joanne,
like if you
if you
need-
get it and you can pay it back, that's fine. And if you don't, that's fine too. Because if David was living, I guarantee you, it was
Yeah,
David that was
used to
grabbing
talking
me
to
by
David.
the shirt collar and telling me you need to go up there and see about helping Joanne. And that's the reason why I was consistent towards, hey, we need to get a hold of Johnny's attorney. We need both of us to do a sit down. Because we don't need to drop the ball on this because Johnny
Right,
had already
yeah.
suffered
Yeah.
endlessly pertaining to him hiring
David
this
would-
attorney.
If he was alive, he would be.
And the thing about it
he
is
he would be here with you.
the
you know?
brain
All he
injury
would- all
that he
would-
had may have been a very well contributing factor to his early death because like you said, he just up and died. But let me ask you this, according to Julie, of course you know how Julie gets things mixed up.
Yeah. she
Johnny
does.
met some stranger the day before.
The autopsy will show it. Yeah, if he took anything.
Is it possible that somebody gave Johnny a drug? You know, they got drugs
It's
out there now.
possible.
They got drugs out there now that'll kill you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if you do one thing the half the size of your little bitty pinky fingernail, it will literally kill you. And if it don't kill you, it'll mess you up so bad you'll be a vegetable the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Because of him having this suit.
I'll tell you what's possible.
Listen,
okay?
with him having this suit, is it possible that he was targeted towards somebody wanting to take him out?
I don't think to take him out. I don't think so because this lawyer would definitely pick that up.
Not necessarily, because we're dealing with the spirit world here. And keep in mind, our family has basically been under some sort of attack.
The kind of money they're going after.
But listen,
it
but-
don't even dent this. It would be
But-
like us saying, "Hey, you need $20."
Maybe,
You know.
maybe not. The states is going broke. All the states is going broke.
Yeah.
And whenever it comes to dirty dealing, you know as well as I do, Joanne,
I
our
think-
family, listen to me, our families, not just Jordan family, not just the James family, not just the Jack, but our families have been under attack to the point of bringing ruin into our lives. And you know who's out to kill, steal, and destroy. That ain't of God.
No.
That's of the devil.
Right.
Satan. Satan is the
Well-
one out to kill, steal, and destroy. Our adversary, right?
Here's my opinion on that. I don't think it's that high up with Johnny, and I think that what it is these dope addicts.
You don't
friends.
think it's that high up, but is it a possibility?
I haven't seen anything to even indicate a possibility.
You won't.
Well, the only thing that I
But
see,
it was Julie the one that brought it to my attention. Is it possible because of the lawsuit against the state
yeah.
that this guy that we think was just a coincidence that popped into Johnny's life and then the next day Johnny's dead? Is it possible that he was actually sent towards whoever that this was targeting Johnny?
I don't.
Come
think
on.
So
And I realize I'm adding a lot here.
I know.
I realize I'm adding a
There's
lot
that
to
thought,
all
but
this.
I think all it is because Johnny get out wheeling and dealing and meeting some of his friends and being exposed to his friends, and even Missy, she'd tell you about this one, that one, I don't like him, and all that. So and she's a native Missourian, and she knows she'd tell you right up front if it was. she suspected, and she didn't have no suspect like that.
Well,
She knows Johnny real good, and she's
according
been
to the
crying her butt
last,
off.
according to the last text that me and your daughter had, which was yesterday. First of all, she flew off the handle, which I guess because of the circumstances of everything that's going on. But the thing about it is, this isn't the first time that she's flew off the handle. Julie has a problem whenever it comes to interpreting people correctly, especially what they're either telling her or typing up to her pertaining to texting. And
she's got a point, and I'm not going to say
she was the one that brought it up about whenever you're suing somebody like the state. You know, that's one reason why that.
It's like, let's get rid of this guy. But see, they know though, and here's the thing: you don't have to sign papers ahead of time. You just have to.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever?
In the state of Missouri, you just have to know if you're a relative and you call, and if you're kind of the next of kin or whatever rules, they'll get you right in there. You know, you don't have to have no. So they know if they bump him off, somebody else is going to come right along behind him for the money. They already know that.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Not unless they kill off every relative they have.
Well, that's exactly what happened to our relatives pertaining to Jesse James.
They don't have that much
That's
money.
the reason. That's the reason why that they attacked that family the way that they did, was because Jesse James, his mother and him didn't want to sell that property up here to the Illinois Central Railroad. That's what started all that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't tell me that you know that you're not aware that the powerful rich man is the man that's basically subjected to the spirit of Satan.
Yeah, he tried to get rid of you. Yeah.
So it is a possibility.
There is a possibility.
It may be a small possibility, but it is a possibility.
Well, the way people are addicted to drugs, it makes it easier. It's like you give them a little dope and tell them, look.
Well, the overdose problem in today's society is just running rampant.
And if they know
running
they're
rampant.
Marijuana or anything, just put a
Yeah,
little
we're
on
not
the
talking about
and they're
marijuana.
doing
We're talking about something that's like a narcotic, something that'll kill you, something
now,
lethal.
Johnny's problem, he was hurting so bad out of desperation because these doctors, good luck getting any kind of painkiller that's going to work. And Johnny's been through that. Look, I need something more for pain. No, we can't.
So he sought maybe possibly a street drug. It is a possibility.
Thinking that this might help the pain, you know, because your mind will do all kinds of stuff.
But anyways,
I saw a man at work get drunk. He's 63. He's having health issues.
People's got all kinds of problems right now.
He wants to go the old-fashioned way, and you know.
Did you know the suicide rate is awful right now pertaining to cops?
Yeah. Wow.
Committing suicide.
Wow.
And suicides amongst our military.
Yeah.
It's just awful. It's over 20 a day.
Yeah.
Over 20 a day. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is.
But anyways, let's figure on us going up there in the morning. Let's span out our time to where we can go in there and do a little set down and just kind of recheck everything, make sure all the dots is lined up, because this is something that you don't want to kick off to the side, and the next thing you know, it falls through the cracks, and the next thing you know, it gets kicked plumb out of the system.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you said that there was 25 people that got killed or
That's
desperately injured around that corner.
25. Now Johnny would try to remember
because they didn't have proper signs and proper notifications on the road.
Signs on that road. I know. I've driven in L.A. and San Diego and Chicago.
But now you guys do have some crooked, snaky old roads around here in Missouri.
Well, now let me tell you about that, because see, when I got my job at LLC,
you guys got some horrible roads around.
Yeah, she gave me directions to go do my drug screening. They went ahead and hired me anyway, and I got lost. And I'm driving, and you will get on these roads, because these people these farmers own 200 or 300 acres of land.
Oh, they're rich.
Okay, now when you get on your
just
county
like down
roads,
there at Kenton, down there in Weaver County, Ohio.
for an hour, and then it'll be town that way. I'm like, man, I need a gas station. Town that there's a sign. Drive another hour. All you got is farm, and there ain't no gas stations. And my car ran out. I'm like, I'm gonna have to turn around and go back, because I am totally lost now. And the roads go on and twirl around and curve around.
Well, if you've been here for 30 years, hadn't you figured out all these areas around here by now?
And then you see these big tanks.
I don't know, there's so many of them.
Gas. Okay, but no, I went up to knocked on the door, nobody home. They're all out in the fields. I don't know how to run their gas, and I don't want to steal their gas. So I went on, and my car ran out of gas. I'm like, great. There ain't a gas station within miles around here.
Right.
I'm like, and then you see a sign for a town. Good luck. You're going to spend another hour, maybe 2 hours before you get to another sign. Because they'll own 4 or 5
How far is the Ozarks
acres.
from here? How far is the Ozarks
Oh,
from here?
they're
2
maybe
hours?
An hour, 2 hours.
2
maybe,
hours away?
Maybe if that, yeah.
Can you
They're
be in
this way.
Can you be in the Ozarks in 2 hours?
I can't remember how long it took. I've been out there. Their river stinks, polluted, full of gasoline from all the motorboats.
Really?
Yeah, it's polluted. Yeah, I've been out there on the Tom Sawyer boat, the Huckleberry Finn boat, me and Jude. Right, man, that water. I mean, all you smell is pure gas. All them motorboats. I'm like, this water is. I mean, all it's there for is a bunch of fun partiers that want to get out and get drunk.
Sure. The wealthy and the rich.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm going to stick with
The powerful and the
kayaking.
corrupt.
I like the Merrimack River. They even have a thing. That's one of Jesse James' gang's hideout caves.
Oh, really?
Merrimack River. I mean, they have one little small boat that goes around, and most of it is rafts, kayaks, canoes, and if they have a boat, it'll be a little trolley motor on the back. Maybe you might see maybe one. They keep that water clean. They keep it stocked with fish.
Well, let's go to your friend's house real quick.
Rita?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let me call her. Make sure
Okay.
she's there.
Let's go to your friend's house real quick, and you said that she wanted to visit me.
Yeah, she want. Oh, that's it, Matt. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow morning we'll get up and start working some on Johnny's room. We'll start going through.
We
Don't
can't. We got to go to the attorney's office in the morning.
Oh, that's right. I gotta find Rita. Hang on. I'm sure she's there, but kind of let her know.
How many miles is she from here?
It'll take about 10 minutes to get out there. She's in a good area.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
You know,
folks,
Lynn has really grown since I've been through here.
yeah, they got an eagle stop and everything.
They've really grown here, haven't
Yeah, they have. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's getting a little bit better around here.
they? More incorporated.
Yeah, they're kind of having a new kind of, new crowd moving in too.
Yeah.
They ain't too bad.
Right.
But what I seen a guy on a tractor stop, he's like, you got about 4 more miles to go. He's like, yeah. He says, we got gas.
Did anybody help you with some gas?
He had to go get gas off of this farm. He said he's got a tank there and he needed to refill. He says when you come out this way, he says you want to if you're going, if you're going very far, you want to keep maybe a can or 2 of gas because you're going to get low.
Whenever
if you're not one of them, you're going to run out of gas.
Whenever I'm traveling,
get from point A to
whenever
point
I'm
B.
traveling, anytime I'm traveling, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm 300 miles away from where I live right now. But whenever I'm traveling, I got a rule that whenever I hit halfway mark on my gas, I start looking for a gas station.
Yeah, I do too.
Because sometimes you may be looking for a gas station and you won't find a gas station until you get down to a quarter or getting close to the half. You don't wait whenever you're traveling until you get down to a quarter and then start looking for a gas station.
Rita
No,
has told
you
me
start looking
before.
for a gas station, and if you do stop and get lucky and you fill up and it's only half, who cares? You have to fill up anyway, right?
Yeah.
You got to have gas to go. So
Yeah.
that prevents from you ever going bone dry, because if you don't watch between point A and point B, if you don't watch, you don't plan out the space right, and the next thing you know, you do run out.
Yeah.
And it's not that you didn't have money; it's just that you didn't plan it out right.
Right. Yeah, that's what he was trying to tell me, and I wasn't familiar with it.
You
and I
got a
took the
pocket full of
wrong
money,
road.
but you just didn't.
I
you just didn't
have
plan it out right.
much money for gas. I knew to
Right,
get
you're out
gas,
here in the
my debit
country.
card, yeah.
Sometimes you got to drive for an hour before you come across
some of
something.
these people own hundreds, some of them 400 or 500 acres.
Oh, some of them 4,000 or 5,000.
They're from horse and buggy days.
4,000 or 5,000.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It goes
if
from
it's
it
been
goes from one
divided
family
up.
to another family to another family.
Yeah, the guy that trained me
Inheritance.
where I work, he's like,
They're wealthy.
now who are you? Because I'm out
They
here
drive
in
a brand new
small
truck.
town.
They trade for
I
a brand
mean,
new truck every year. They
they're-
live in a brand new house. You know what I'm saying?
Owensville just got a Walmart, and they ain't no super center. They open up in the morning and shut down at night. You know, they like their Walmart, and I'm like, cool. I'm glad they got a Walmart.
How far is that
out.
from here?
It takes me 45 minutes to get to work, and you got to take. And I know the highway to take. And the guy I met.
Well, give her a call. It's getting dark.
Yeah, he's like, well, I own 100 acres, and my girlfriend, my fiance owns 100. When we get married, we're gonna have 200 acres. And I'm like, I own a little square lot. You know, he goes,
Joanne, it's good seeing you. Huh? I hate that. Hey, look. I hate that I've had to come.
Cool.
This is the third time that I've been here. You know, the first time I come here, you remember whenever I come here in 2009, and all that stuff happened to me out there in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and those two men come in black suits and come and knocked on the door and wanted to know what kind of relationship that y'all had with me. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Those cops, and Rita's even said that there were some cops here in this town that she didn't really like.
There were some
I don't
feds.
think they were in
There
there
were some.
anymore.
There were some lynchmen here.
There might
was.
have been some lynchmen.
Yeah. There was some Secret Service here.
As a matter of fact, when I first moved here, there was a Tennessee police car that came through here, and that was after. I can't remember if that was after Johnny came up here or after Jude came up here. And I'm like, that's strange.
See, whenever the first time I come up here was in 2009. That whenever I was out there in Oklahoma, and then, like I said, in 2012, it was 2012. I come up through here, and I got to stay all night with Jude, your brother, over in a hotel by Fulton, on the other side of Jefferson City, and I remained. I think it's Interstate 70 that takes you to Denver, Colorado. This is the northern route going out to Colorado.
Oh.
A matter of fact, on the way here, on this one interstate that I was on, said Tulsa, Oklahoma, 350 miles. So I'm definitely out west.
Yeah,
You know,
Tulsa is.
I'm north of Oklahoma, but I'm definitely out west.
I went down towards the border there, on the very border. I want to go toward this cave, and it was right by the border of Oklahoma there.
Well, you figure I'm about 2 hours away from St. Louis.
Yeah, from here you're 2 hours from St. Louis, but to go all the way through St. Louis, you're looking at another 30 minutes.
You don't go to St. Louis to go back to Tennessee.
So you're going.
There's another road. What is it, 55 or something that goes the
right.
southern route to
All
where
right.
you don't have to. You know where Six Flags is?
Yeah, it's
Go
been
that route.
years since I went out to Six Flags. It's been like
You go that
gosh,
route. You go down by Six Flags.
Yeah.
In other words,
About
you stay
18,
out of the heart of town.
17 or 18 years.
Stay out of the heart of town. You don't go over there where the Arches is, and
Oh,
where the
Arches, yeah.
big ball team is.
It's been years since Ryan liked the Arches, so we went with Mark and Angela when they were dating. That was way back when.
But you're just north of the Ozark Mountains, where they was always famous for playing banjos and making moonshine.
Oh, yeah.
And where the
They do
outlaws,
those,
Jesse James and
bluegrass
Doc
music.
Holliday, and used to hang out
I
in
guess they
caves.
did.
Used to hang out in
Yeah,
caves.
they got stuff down there. Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, Missouri was a hot spot for a long time.
It sure was.
There's all kinds of history to Missouri.
You know, Missouri was a split state pertaining to the Civil War.
Yeah.
The North
Yeah.
supported the South, and the South supported the North. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Huh?
It is
You had
crazy.
brothers and sisters fighting against each other and killing each other
Yeah.
during the Civil War. That was so sad.
I know.
So sad.
Yeah,
Go ahead and give her a call.
I will.
I'm so sorry about Johnny.
Yeah, I know, Dennis. Me too. Johnny's a little character. I'm having a little issue here with one of them gals at the bank, and well,
At least he was kind of like David towards being fortunate. He didn't have to go through a lot of suffering. He went to basically went to bed or went to sleep and never woke up. Basically, dying in your sleep. What a better way of dying than just up and die in your sleep.
Oh, okay. Rita's got a different phone. She's gone through 3 different phones. She
But
gets
I
the
like
phone
this
fixed.
oil. I like this stuff here you was telling me
Make sure
about.
that you do
I will.
check into that stuff, because what they're doing to our food is unbelievable. We're not getting the nutrients because of all the processing. The
What'd you
bleach.
call this again?
It's called Ninjing.
Ninjun?
It's Ninjing. It's Chinese. It's called
And it's actually helped to heal people from being on diabetes.
That's what this. She told me this one girl said that it did help her, and she was doing insulin shots. But it depends on how bad your diabetes is.
Probably.
You know, it depends on how much of it you have to take.
Probably. How much is this stuff a bottle?
That is $40 a bottle.
40.
And you don't need maybe but one bottle a month. You refrigerate it, and it tells you to drink 12 ounces. Drink one measuring cup, like a day of it.
Ah.
And I'm guarantee you're going to kind of tell the difference in the way you feel.
Really?
I'll guarantee you.
Going to give you energy and stuff?
It gave me a natural energy, not like this.
I like all your Indian stuff you got.
Oh yeah,
You've
Johnny
always had.
got me this. And Johnny got me that.
You've always had Indian
Yeah.
stuff.
And yeah, and then Johnny got me this guy because the Lynn drugstore that's no longer there. We're now Walgreens powered. Got me this. They used to get these statues, and Johnny got me that. Johnny, and I think I found this in that drugstore, and I bought these. I'm like, these are neat.
Well, he looks like a warrior.
Yeah. Well, the Osage Indian now. There's stories about the Osage. The Osage Indian used to dominate here. There's some history, and this town is not
What was the tribe?
Osage Indians.
Osage.
Yeah. See the slave trade in Jefferson City. There's some history on that.
Okay.
It started in St. Louis, but when they founded Jefferson City, the state capital used to be up in Kansas City. That building we got there was moved
I didn't know that.
all the way into Jefferson City. Yeah.
What?
I've been studying the history and everything on
What?
this. Yeah. And they're
So the capital used to be somewhere else?
It used to be. I remember in school learning that in Chicago. School,
Where was it?
Kansas City. And they decided to move the capital from Kansas City to Jefferson City.
Why? Because of the
It
river?
was President Jefferson. Well, the river was a trade center.
Right.
That's the only reason
That's
why
the reason why they
had
wanted to bring the
Jefferson
capital
City.
over here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because that was the trade center.
Yeah, I know.
So they basically stole the seal from Kansas City
Yeah.
and
I
brought the state seal out here to Jefferson City. You
Yeah.
know, Oklahoma had the same
Yeah.
problem.
You could go.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma used not be the state capital. It used to be another part of Oklahoma that was the state capital, and somebody stole the seal and brought it down to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, because supposedly of a major corridor right there where the trading route was.
Okay.
And of course, the interstate come up through there later on.
Yeah. Oh, Kansas City. See all the interstates.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, now if you go to Columbia, they have the Cracker Barrel restaurant from years back. They're still in their same old spot. And if you go eat lunch there and all that, Cracker Barrels they're across the United States, but they're not like massive across.
Where is Cracker Barrel's headquarters?
I don't know where their headquarters are.
They're in Tennessee, isn't it?
Maybe. Cracker Barrel restaurants are cool. They have good meal. They're reasonably priced.
Cracker Barrel's headquarters is in Tennessee, I'm sure.
But where they're at,
And
you're just-
IHOP headquarters is in Atlanta.
You're in a little corner, and all you see are all these over ramp.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're like, yeah. They're like, I'm like, man, yeah. They're like, yeah. This restaurant's been here for I don't know, 70. I don't know how long it's been there.
Wow.
And and all that used to not be there.
Right, but you've always had Indian stuff, hadn't you?
Like, man.
You've always been a Indian supporter because
Yeah,
you
it's-
knew that you had Indian blood on your
We might have my dad's mom. And we come to a dead end trying to find out who she was, and we were told stories about her that she was a Cherokee, and that he couldn't
would
be
that be
around his
on
mom.
Lucille's side or on Patsy's side?
It would be on my Patsy's side.
Patsy's side.
Yeah, but see, my mom's got a lot of English, and Mama was English. My mom had a lot of English in her, and my grandfather, her dad, had some German, and he was a little mix there.
Huh. Give her
So
a call.
because of
Give her a
his
call. It's
dad.
getting dark.
His
Give her a
dad.
call.
See?
Give her a call. It's getting dark.
Yeah, I gotta find her phone number.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know. Now on my dad's side, no, there's no Indian on his side. The Jameses, a lot of them I think are English and Irish. I think. I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm going to cut this off. Is there anything else you want to say while we're recording this?
Oh,
You sure?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I'm just trying to get Reed's number here.
All right. Go ahead and give her a call. I made pretty good time up here. You know, whenever I took off this morning, I didn't realize that it was raining and misting and foggy. It was real foggy, and I was going to go across the river. That saves me about an hour drive, but the ferry had closed down because the Mississippi's overflowing. They shut the ferry down last week, so I had to go all the way down to Dyersburg, and I thought I'd wait it out until the fog lifted.
Yeah.
So I made it up here 300 miles in about a little less than 6 hours. I done all right.
You did good timing on it.
I done all right.
Yeah, you did good timing on it.